Welcome back to the School of the 13th Apostle. Today, we must widen our lens to confront structural forces that actively suppresses human sovereignty. Throughout our journey, we have explored why individual manifestation fails due to biological conditioning and collective programming. But we must now examine the deliberate, organized manipulation of the universal matrix. We must analyze how global elite structures, historically operating through dark, esoteric, and institutional frameworks, intentionally keep the human population anchored in a dense, perpetual state of fear, panic, and scarcity. To understand how global power structures control the world, you must look beyond politics, finance, and mainstream narratives. These are merely the external symptoms of a deeper, vibrational warfare. The true control mechanism is entirely frequency-based. The global elite possess advanced, hidden knowledge of the human psyche and the cosmic matrix, knowledge that overlaps with the Syntergic theory of Jacobo Grinberg, the collective unconscious of Carl Jung, and the occult psychology of Paul Clément Jacobo. They understand with absolute mathematical certainty that the physical world is a delayed holographic echo of human consciousness. Therefore, if you control the internal frequency of the observer, you automatically dictate the material conditions of the physical world. The elite's primary weapon is the systemic saturation of the universal lattice with low vibrational chaos. We established in Chapter 4 that when the human brain and heart operate in deep stillness, they produce a highly coherent neuronal field capable of reshaping the cosmic grid with surgical precision. This is the divine, sovereign creative state. However, if millions of individual minds are simultaneously injected with raw survival anxiety, their combined neuronal fields create a massive, heavy, and distorted ripple in the lattice. The matrix is forced to mirror this collective state, crystallizing an environment of systemic inflation, societal conflict, and general limitation. The elite do not need to physically control your life. They simply manipulate your frequency so that you choose a timeline of survival for them. Let us look at explicit examples of how this engineered frequency control operates in our modern landscape. The first example is the deliberate orchestration of the perpetual crisis cycle. Look at the mainstream media apparatus and institutional narratives. It is an unceasing, calculated broadcast of impending doom, ranging from economic collapses and engineered recessions to health panics and geopolitical conflicts. These crises are not random occurrences. They are highly targeted frequency injections. The moment an individual internalizes a terrifying news broadcast, the sympathetic nervous system activates, releasing cortisol and adrenaline. The brain waves spike into high, chaotic beta frequencies, and the heart oscillator, as mapped by Itzhak Bentov, becomes fractured. By keeping humanity in a permanent state of biological survival, the elite ensure that the gateway to the subconscious remains locked. Your brain transforms into a rigid receiver of past traumas, completely incapable of accessing the deep theta stillness required to select a different timeline in the space of variations. The second example is the manipulation of financial and romantic morphic fields through manufactured artificial scarcity. Wealth and love are expansive, high-density frequencies of absolute abundance and worthiness. The elite combat this by structuring society around a debt-based economic system and hypersexualized, fragmented relationship models. By conditioning you to believe that money is a limited resource you must fight for, and that love is a rare commodity tied to validation, they anchor your mind into the collective morphic fields of absence. When you look at increasing bills or experience engineered isolation, your hidden Carl Jung shadow is triggered, reinforcing deep-seated guilt and unworthiness. You instantly plug your personal field into the global network of lack, automatically reproducing the exact conditions of poverty and loneliness that keep you subservient. This dark, energetic architecture is why the global elite obsess over symbols, rituals, and massive collective gatherings. They are not merely performing traditions, they are running advanced occult engineering to harvest collective human focus. When millions of unaware individuals focus their attention on a single tragic event, a highly dense, low-frequency group mind is formed. This group mind acts as an immense psychic gravity, dragging individual consciousness down and anchoring the planet into heavy, rigid sectors of the universe. How do we defeat a system that controls the very airwaves of human thought? The School of the 13th Apostle delivers the definitive weapon: absolute, non-violent, vibrational, non-cooperation. You cannot defeat a frequency trap by fighting it with its own weapons, because anger, resistance, and combat are themselves low-frequency signals that feed the matrix of control. To break free, you must practice the supreme art of alignment and withdrawal. You must ruthlessly disconnect your attention from the manufactured panic of the external screen. When the elite broadcast a new script of global fear, you must turn inward, enter your profound Theta stillness, and deliberately activate your single inner eye. You must load your cinematic mental slide of absolute financial freedom and deep, sacred romantic union, coupling it with the heavy, unshakable emotion of the wish already fulfilled. By doing this, you are committing a revolutionary act of sovereign creation. You are withdrawing your personal neuronal field from the global grid of fear. You are unplugging your biological receiver from the dark morphic programming of the matrix. Your mind achieves an independent state of hypercoherence, overriding the collective noise engineered by the global elite. Jesus of Nazareth pointed directly to this absolute protection and sovereignty when he stated, "You are in this world, but not of it." To be in the world means your physical body navigates the material landscape. To be not of it means your consciousness belongs entirely to a higher, sovereign timeline. The external scripts of manufactured scarcity cannot touch an observer who operates from the center of the lattice. Stop allowing global institutions to write the script of your life. Refuse to participate in the collective programming of fear. Reclaim your biological antenna, quiet your nervous system, and step into your divine inheritance as the 13th Apostle. Command your reality from the inside out, and watch as the dark matrix dissolves around your sovereign presence.